Okay, I realized that it cut me off, and that was not even on the screen. So here's number 21. We know that the opposite angles are going to be equal to 180, so y plus 110 is equal to 180, and we subtract 110 on both sides, and we get the y is equal to 70 degrees, and then 75, z plus 75 is equal to 180. Subtract 75 on both sides, and we get z is equal to 105. So z is equal to 105 degrees, y is equal to 70 degrees. Number 22. 22 has this right here, has a secant and a tangent that has 6 right here, 3 right here, x right here. So it's the whole thing times the outside. So x plus 3 times 3 is equal to the whole thing times the outside, which is 36. I can divide by 3 on both sides just to not have to do very much math. And I get x plus 3 is equal to 12. Subtract 3, and I get x is equal to 9. Right. Number 23. Number 23 says find the radius if xy is equal to 10. All right, so find the radius if xy is equal to 10. Right, here's 2. All right, we know that this is a 90-degree angle. All right, so we know that to create a triangle here. So we also know that this is a perpendicular bisector. So if xy is equal to 10, then we know that x to this point is equal to 5. And then we can do like a little triangle here. Let's see, we know that. So we can also make a triangle right here. And that will help us find. Nope, scratch that. Hold on one second. All right, we have. Okay, so I'm going to redraw the circle and make it more clear. We have xy. We know that the total distance is 10. We know that this little piece is 2. We know that this piece is 5. So we draw an additional radius right here. We know that this length is going to be x. We know that this length right here is going to be x minus 2 because we have the 2 right here, right? So this whole thing is x minus 2 gives you this length right here. So we use Pythagoras' great theorem to find that we know that, so this squared times this squared is equal to that squared. So we have x minus 2 squared plus 5 squared is equal to x squared. Okay? We FOIL this and we get x squared minus 2 minus 4x plus 4 plus 25 is equal to x squared. Okay, so those cancel each other out. And I know that negative 4x plus 29 is equal to 0. Move this guy over. And I get 29 is equal to 4x divided by 4. And that is my answer for the radius. Is 29 fourths, or was that 29 divided by 4 is equal to 7.25. All right. Number 24. Number 24 says, find the measure of angle T. Okay. We know that these two things are going to be equal to each other. So 24 says this. Yeah, and yeah. We know that these two angles are going to be equal to one another. So we just set 3x minus 5 equals 2x plus 15 minus 2x on both sides, add 5 to both sides, and I get x is equal to 20. So I plug that back in, And I get 3 times 20 minus 5 is going to give me 55 degrees. 60 minus 5. All right. There's already a degree symbol, so we don't need that. So it's just 55. Number 25. Number 25 says in circle C, find the diameter. Right, the diameter is 42 units long. Okay. So that 25 circle. And all right. The diameter is 42 units long, so I know that this whole thing is 42 units. And then I know that CRT is equal to 30 degrees. And they want to find X. Okay. So we know that, let's see, CR is going to be, CR is going to be half of that, which is 21. Okay. And we know that this is a right triangle. So let's see. It's a 30, 60, 90 triangle, which tells us that there's a ratio. Let's see. That 30, 60, 90 triangle ratio. 30, 60, 90 triangle ratio is the side opposite 30 is going to be X. Then we have X root 3. And we have 2x. Okay, so if this is 2x and this is x, then we know that this length, 21 divided by 2, is going to be equal to 7x. So 21 divided by 2, which is 10.5, is going to be equal to 7x. So divide that by 7, and we get 1.5. So x equals 1.5. 26. 26 says, this shape is inside of the triangle or inside the circle. Then it says this is A, B, C, and D. It says this is 58 degrees. It says this one is 3x plus 4. It says this one is 2y plus 16. It says this one is 2x. So first we have to find x using this one right here. We know that opposite angles are going to be equal to 180. And then we find y, and then we plug it into, y. And then we can use that to solve. Actually, we don't need to do that either. So let's see. There's no x in that one. There's no x in that one. So find measure of angle D. We know that these two things have to be equal to 180. So we have 3y plus 4 plus 2y plus 16 has to be equal to 180. So 5y plus 20 equals 180 minus 20 on both sides, and I get 5y is equal to 160. 160 divided by 5 is going to be 32. So y is equal to 32. Plug it back in here. So 2 times 32 plus 16 is going to give me 80. So the measure of angle D is going to be equal to 80 degrees. Number 27. It says in circle P, and it doesn't give a picture. Cool. So in circle P, we know that PA and PB are radii, and the measure of angle BPA is 100. So we know it's not a diameter, right? So I'm going to go with and I don't know, like, and that is going to be PA and PB. And we know that this is 100 degrees. The tangent MA and MB have lengths 8. So tangent MA and MB, that's point M, both of those have the lengths 8. So they want to find PA. In other words, they want us to find a radius, right? Cool. Let's do that. All right. So we know that, let's see, 100, this is going to be 100-degree arc. How am I going to do this? Let's see. Boom, boom. 1 second, let me think about this. We have this going on right here. We have that cross section and we have this cross section. We know that these are right angles, so it's all good. We know that these are going to be triangles, right triangles. That's not hugely important, but what we do know is that this angle and this angle, we know that this angle is 50 degrees because it's split in half. We know because it's got to be an isosceles triangle. And we know that this is going to be 90 degrees because we split it. And then we know that this one is going to be 40 degrees. What is that? Yeah. So this has to be 260 because this is 100. So 260 minus 100 is going to give us 160 divided by 2 is going to give us 80. We know this is split in half, so we know that's 40. Okay. So we're going to use our sine, cosine, tangent to find this piece and then to find that piece, right? Or that piece. So I'm going to do opposite and hypotenuse. Opposite and hypotenuse. So opposite and hypotenuse are going to be what opposite and hypotenuse is sine. So we know that sine of 40 is equal to opposite over hypotenuse, which is x over 8. So sine of 40 times 8. So 8 times sine 40 is going to give me this length right here. So 8 times sine 40 is going to give me 5.14 approximately 5.14. So I know that this piece right here is 5.14. And then I know that this is 50 degrees, and I want to find this, right? These two are the same. They're both radius. So whatever one you find is fine. So we know that we have opposite over hypotenuse again, right? So sine of 50 is equal to opposite, which is 5.14, over hypotenuse, which is our h, right? Okay, so multiply both sides by h, and I get h sine 50 equals 5.14, or divided by sine 50, and then that would give us h is equal to 5.14 divided by sine of 50, and that gives you approximately 6.7. So our radius of this circle is approximately 6.7. So this must be the same thing. So AD is approximately equal to 6.7. I hope that helps. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm going to start posting everything all at once on Monday by 8:30 a.m. So it will be much more readily available, including all the videos. You have a great day.